You're listening to the Extraordinary Everyday Podcast with Wendy Johnson, episode number 55.
Welcome to the Extraordinary Everyday Podcast, where women come to be inspired and motivated to become the best version of themselves and elevate the quality of their everyday. Now, here's your host, certified life coach, Wendy Johnson.
Hello, beautiful friends. How are you doing today? I'm doing great. I'm here in Colorado Springs visiting my son, and he gets ready to graduate this weekend. And I'm working while he's at work. Today, I want to talk to you about how to lighten up. Do you find it hard to relax and go with the flow? If so, you're not alone. Many people take life too seriously, but the good news is it's possible to change your perspective and lighten up. If you are exhausted, overwhelmed, feeling alone, or simply ready to forge a new and lighter path, stick around for this episode. I will give you some tips on how to lighten up your life. Let's look at the definition. What does it mean to lighten up? The definition to lighten up is to become or cause to become less serious or gloomy and more cheerful. Taking things too seriously negatively impacts your life. How does it do this? You take things personally, you're tense often, not creative, never fun, you're constantly worrying, and you're creating drama. Maybe you're critical in relationships and you're harsh and critical to yourself, and you're overly focused on the negative aspects of your life. There's many benefits of lightening up. You can relax, you can be more creative, you can have more fun, you give people the benefit of the doubt, you have more connections with the relationships you have, and you focus more on the positive. And while you're doing this, you're not taking things personally. And there's a number of reasons of why it's hard to lighten up. And the first one is your nervous system. Your brain is wired to spot danger. It signals bells alarming you and activating your nervous system. And the result that comes from this is you're worried, stressed, anxious, and angry. The primitive brain is looking out for dangers, such as a tiger chasing you in the woods. But the dangers today are different. For example, your nervous system could get overactivated because you haven't been approved and liked by a companion, or there's fighting going on in your family. The second reason why it's hard to lighten up is it's become a habit. If you've been in the habit of doing this for years, your brain has created circuits and it's wired to think and feel this way. You're comfortable with your brain operating on default. Let's look at exercise. If you're in the habit of holding planks every week and you've been doing this for years, you have built the habit and your brain has been wired to crave certain types of exercise. But if your brain is not used to that, you're going to struggle to get to the gym or to do planks or push-ups or sit-ups. This is where the law of repetition comes in. You have to practice. And the third reason is taking things personally. We tie our homes and problems to ourselves and our own goodness. We take blame and take things personally when there are issues. What you need to do is separate yourself from what happens with others in your family or your environment. You need to step away and take the bird's eye view. And in order to change to be lighter, it requires to be safe. It requires your nervous system to feel safe. You need to feel calm in your body when there's chaos going on around you. Your body has to believe that it's safe. Then you will be able to lighten up. And to do this, you have to practice new thoughts. Let's say every time you come home and you walk into your house, you see a mess and you're triggered. A thought that you could change that could help you is a mess is a sign of a well-lived home. You don't have to take the mess personally, and you don't have to blame those people in your house who are making the mess. Why you should lighten up. It's important to remind yourself every day that life is going by and we're here to enjoy it. When living a busy and rushed life, our brain defaults to a tendency to be serious and agitated. Your brain wants to stay alive. Despite having challenges, it's important to take a step back and know that we're here to live joyfully with fun, play, and connection while we work, create, and achieve goals. So we want to be intentional with our thoughts, with our feelings, and with our actions. Remember, this season of your life matters. So don't put off creativity, connection, and play until someday when you're not focused on problems. The modern world is always going to be busy and problematic. Have you ever observed people who are living a successful life, but also take time to be lighthearted and connect with friends and family? I've seen people like that, and I take the time to observe them. They're in the habit of allowing themselves to go through their days lighter. There is a time when you don't want to lighten up, and that is when you're in danger or when your family's in danger. You want to remove the actions where you take things too personally, you're overreactive or over dramatic for your own good. This is when you want to take your life seriously, but you want to do it calmly and mindfully. You want to get yourself out of a dangerous situation as quickly as possible. What areas do you lighten up? I want to focus on 3: relationships, everyday life, and goals. And to lighten up relationships, take things less seriously, less shoulding, less disagreements, less rule books, less tension, and include more play, laugh, respect, and acceptance. Let's say you have somebody in your life that it's hard to be around. You have a family gathering and you have to be in the same room with your sister-in-law and you'd prefer not to be. What do you need to think and feel when you're around them? What do you think she should be doing? Should she be less negative? Should she be less dramatic? Notice the thoughts you think about your sister-in-law. She can be who she wants to be. And what you can do is just focus on yourself and your own thoughts, feelings, and actions. Let's say you're going to a potluck and you're going to bring your favorite recipe of potato salad. And everybody else is going to be bringing their favorite recipes. But that doesn't mean that their favorite recipes are your favorite recipes and that you're even going to like them. Maybe some people will bring a 3-bean salad or cream peas, and you don't like those dishes, but you're not going to focus on the negative aspects of what you don't like. Just because somebody else brought that dish doesn't mean that you have a thought about them and it's a negative thought. You're only focusing on you, the dish you're bringing, the positive thoughts that you have, and the dishes that you like and that you're going to eat. So what emotion do you want to create to feel lighter, to have better connection and positivity around difficult people? To lighten up your everyday, you have to have less overwhelm, order, rules, criticism, letting go of wants, needs, have-tos, and musts. Also, you have to let go of negativity and perfectionism. What you want to do is incorporate more compassion, ease, smiling, dancing, and fun. Let's look at your morning. What energy do you want to have when you're getting ready in the morning? You're getting ready for work and you're driving to work, or you're getting the kids ready and getting them to school. Do you want to do that in a critical, harsh, orderly way? Or do you want to have ease and make this more of a fun activity? And to lighten up your goals, you have to have less pressure, less worry, less fear, and less embarrassment if you fail. And you want to bring in more creativity, imagining you're winning, you're failing forward, and you're taking action. It doesn't mean you don't care. You don't beat yourself up or give up on yourself. You don't self-sabotage, procrastinate, and take breaks from your goal. But you do, however, have optimism, drive, and motivation to achieve your goal. And the thing is you don't have to set a goal, but life is going to go by and you're going to live by default. So why not design your life on purpose and set your life with goals? But when you do this, you have fun with your goals. It's not something you think you should do or that you think others want you to do. It's something you're excited about and you want to do. To practice lightening up. When you find yourself too serious, journal about the experience. Write about a lighter you and how this lighter you would handle the experience in the future. Then practice that going forward. Practice living into that new way of being. And one final note, if it's not a big deal in 1 year, is it really worth getting worked up about right now? Remember, keep working on yourself. You'll occasionally have setbacks and may fall into these old default patterns. Learn to not dwell and begin to practice and move on. Refocus on yourself and your own positivity in life. See the humor and the positive in every situation. I hope that you have enjoyed this episode, friends. I want you to know that next week I'll be talking about 15 ways to lighten up. So stay tuned. I will be continuing this series. I hope you have a fabulous week, and I look forward to being with you next week. Take care, friends. Bye-bye. Hey, if you enjoy listening to this podcast, you have to come check out More You, my community of like-minded women. We show up to create the highest version of ourselves and elevate the quality of our everyday along the way. Head over to ontracklifecoaching.com/join. That's ontraclifecoaching.com/join. I'd love to see you in there. And if you haven't grabbed your copy of the Mindset Makeover, head over to ontracklifecoaching.com/makeover and get a copy that teaches and inspires you to show up as your most extraordinary self.